If you want to lose 25 pounds, stop wasting your time on the old bullshit way because it has 5 major gaps that make losing fat impossible. The new way closes all these gaps, so follow it and you'll drop at least 5 pounds of fat while still eating your favorite foods like my clients did. You'll never be at a party saying, "Oh, no, I can't have this poison. I have a very stupid way of losing fat." So in this video, I'm going to show you the new way to get lean that anyone can follow. The 5 gaps you need to close to lose 25 pounds without putting it back on. And by the end, you'll have a sustainable plan that's far more likely to work than anything you've ever tried before. But before anything, I need you to understand how fat loss works, because if you don't know why you're doing something, then why would you do it? So this is you and this is your Uncle Walter. Imagine you're borrowing money from your Uncle Walter to buy some candy. But sometimes Uncle Walter's broke, so you can't borrow money from him anymore, so you have to dip into your savings. That's exactly how your body works when it comes to losing fat. Your body's always borrowing calories and energy for everything you do throughout the day. Normally, it borrows it from the calories you eat, but imagine you start eating a lot less and you start doing 50,000 steps a day. It needs to get those extra calories from somewhere. And since you're not eating enough food, it takes that energy from your stored body fat. And that's what a calorie deficit really is. But the problem is when you start eating less and working out more to be in a deficit, you will stay consistent for 2 or 3 weeks and disappear. But if you use the approach I'm about to show you, you'll go from struggling to be consistent to insanely disciplined like my clients did. So, believe it or not, I had a girlfriend, and even though we were not the prettiest match for each other, we managed to last a good measly 7 years together. It was not a pretty relationship, man. Oh, you don't reply to my text? Okay, I guess you want me dead and I'll go die then. Anyway, the only reason we had lasted so long is because we took a shitload of breaks in between. Now, studies have shown that when you diet for 2 weeks and then take a 2-week maintenance break, you actually end up losing more fat in the long run than the ones who constantly dieted. And that might be the case because it's just fucking exhausting, man. We aren't bodybuilding, professional, sexy, fitness influencing athletes, man. We're fucking human. I want to eat a fucking Kinder Bueno when I get home. So how do you take breaks to help you guarantee that you stay on track losing fat? So these are some of the key ways of being in a calorie deficit. Dieting, which is trying to eat healthier. Nutrition targets, which is things like protein, fiber, and water, so you actually stay full throughout the day instead of thinking about food 24/7. Your steps to help you burn extra calories without dying in the gym or eating less. Then lifting weights to build you a sexy body and not end up skinny fat. And then there's cardio, so you can run away if someone tries to mug you, and also to keep your heart healthy and burn more calories. Now, no one's great at doing all of these at the same time, so I want you to score each one to see how it impacts you as a traffic light. For me personally, I love exercising, walking, cardio. It's naturally easy for me to do those. But hitting my nutrition targets, you have to get this much protein, it takes energy from me and I don't enjoy those as much. But dieting, man, this drains my soul. I fucking hate it. I'd rather run for 2 hours so I can eat KFC. The first thing I'm asking God when I die is, why is all the high calorie shit so good? Now, the key to staying consistent is to leave the green lights as it is, but take 2-week breaks with the yellows and the reds. So if you hate dieting like me, then diet for 2 weeks and then eat at your 2 weeks maintenance calories to keep you alive. If you don't like going to the gym, then for 2 weeks, you go to the gym less frequently. Maybe cut one workout out or even do shorter workouts. If hitting your protein just exhausts you, then just be chill about it for 2 weeks. You're not going to stop losing fat. You will just lose it a little bit slower, but if you be a bit more patient long term, big picture, you'll be 25 pounds lighter. Now, I know you're a fucking perfectionist, so you're thinking, fuck this Calvin guy, I'm just gonna go do my all or nothing approach. But please remember that perfect is prison. Anyway, if you find this helpful, I'll send you 52 more ways to lose your belly fat over the next 52 days. Now, do you suddenly transform into a raccoon every night and raid every snack in your house? Well, that was me. Every night, my cravings would drive me insane, making being in a calorie deficit impossible until I started doing this. So a few years ago, a colleague of mine was suddenly acting weird. He'd randomly get super aggressive. He'd start eating oysters in the middle of nowhere. He'd grab a tablespoon of honey and eat it straight out of the jar. But everything made sense to me when he told me that he was on edge because he was finally meeting with his online girlfriend. So he stopped choking the chicken and he was reserving all his power for one magical night. Now, when it comes to losing fat, his strategy was actually brilliant because what you're essentially doing is you're going to war at night with your cravings, but you're shooting all your bullets mindlessly throughout the day. So you show up with no bullets at night. So instead of eating most of your calories when you don't even need them, bank and reserve them so you can actually satisfy your cravings at night when you need them. I set aside 400 calories every night for myself just so I can eat 2 Snickers bar. I know it's unhealthy, but I don't care. It's what keeps me going. Now this only works if you track what you're eating. I'm always asking ChatGPT, yo dog, how many calories are in this? How many are in that? And sometimes use the 250 calorie rule, which is basically taking a look at the food in front of you and asking yourself, is this 250 calories? It has to be something. No? Okay. Is it 500? Still no? Okay. Then is it 750? Okay. 750 calories. It's not the best way, but it'll get you around if you're someone who just doesn't want to weigh your food. Not only will you actually enjoy your diet doing this, but since you have something to look forward to, you're far more likely to be good throughout the day versus if you have nothing, then you're a naughty bastard. Now, if you're someone who's tried taking things really slow, but you still can't stick to your plan no matter how hard you try, you're making the same mistake as I was, but this next fix changed everything in just 30 days. So after ending that 7-year relationship, I mean, I didn't end it, she broke up with me. Why am I lying here? I began to think, damn, relationships aren't meant for me. Maybe I'm meant to be alone. Maybe something's wrong with me. But then I met my next girlfriend and things were just easier, way more natural. I could look at a booty here and there and I wouldn't have to sleep on the couch after. And similarly, when you get started, you might choose dieting styles which just don't work with you. And then you eat foods you don't even enjoy. No shit, you're not gonna last if you don't choose the right diet. Now, these are a few of the popular ones. They all work because they all restrict calories somehow but differently. Some people may prefer to fast so they can eat slightly more enjoyable meals later on, while others would rather eat feet than fast. Some people don't even care for carbs, so they can sustain a low carb diet, while others prefer not to be miserable. So instead, they choose a flexible diet, so they prefer to count their calories and eat the foods they enjoy more. Over the past 60 days, I ate just one meal a day because I wanted to lose fat fast. But once I've built momentum and I was happy with myself, I shifted to flexible dieting. You don't have to marry the diet you choose. Now, fasting might work initially for you, but during stressful times where you're sleeping shit, you're busy, your hormones all over the place, you might have to change to a more balanced approach. The diet that causes stress generally leads towards more negative feelings and the more weight you gain. So once you're on the dieting style you feel is the least restrictive, the least stressful, you want to choose your favorite sources of protein and fiber because these are known to keep you full, making your calorie deficit a lot easier. This is just like choosing a partner, man. So please spend time thinking about it or you'll end up dead. Now, why is it that some people can train for years without missing a single workout while you struggle to stay consistent? Now, I've been on both sides and I can confidently say that if you were to make this next adjustment, you are far more likely to follow through with everything. Now, I'm not bragging, but I've done over 20 plus courses in fitness and training, but I was in far better shape way before all these fancy courses. Because after learning, okay, this exercise is optimal because it stretches your lats better. This study showed that I should be doing my curls like this. I ended up losing touch with what I actually liked and felt good with me, which was what kept me in the gym. The key to staying consistent is blending what is proven to work, but also what you enjoy doing the most. So most good programs consist of these 5 fundamental movement patterns. Let's take a squat pattern. Now, these are some of the ways you could train that pattern. Now, if you're anything like me, you might shit yourself every time you do a Bulgarian split squat, but a leg press is what gets you in the gym and actually doing the exercise. So out of all of these, 1 or 2 might feel great and you would actually enjoy doing. So how do you know which ones would feel good when there's a million of them? I'm not saying to keep changing your program every week, but you need to take some time and spend it on watching quick videos of these exercises and experiment on whatever interests you the most. Also, quick side tangent. I went to try out a new gym last week and it was like a fucking fish market. So loud with the most annoying crowd. I can't imagine you going to the gym and having that as your first day's experience with a vibe like that. So before you choose your gym, do your research and try it if you can. Do a trial. Again, it's just like choosing your partner. Now, the real reason you've failed to lose fat before might be because you've restricted everything you love from your diet and you want to kill yourself doing it. So if you were to go from ordering in every other day, desserts every night, and tell yourself for the next 6 months, you're done, that's exactly like you having a wank and then suddenly deciding to delete all those apps of yours. We all know how that ends after a few days, or even after a few hours, or even after a few minutes. But there is a way for you to lose fat whilst eating more of the foods you love without dying on the treadmill or going extra to the gym. So you can have a more flexible diet like a chocolate bar after lunch, and that's doing 10,000 steps. Now, I know 10,000 steps is hard because you might not always have the time to do them and sometimes we just can't be fucking asked. But after struggling for months to hit 10,000 steps, I stopped that approach and I just focused on daily walking snacks, which is tiny bits of movement throughout the day, like walking around when you're waiting for something, 10-minute work breaks to clear your mind, parking much further away so you avoid the crowded entrances. Plus, you'll easily find parking as well. The best way to increase your activity, to burn more calories, to lose fat faster is by integrating it within your everyday life. So the gym you choose one that's like a 20-minute walk away. So it's convenient for you and you'll be forced to do those steps every other day. It'll feel like nothing, but these steps add up big time, man. Now look, as you do this, things aren't going to be perfect. You're going to slip. You might put on a kilo after a cheat day, but that isn't fat. That's just water you stored from eating carbs. Don't let these things get to you. You're not fat, you just have fat. And if everyone's losing it following the exact same advice, why can't you? You could change your life and inspire everyone around you to change theirs too. But this time, I need you to be extra mentally prepared, man. I need you to be tougher and show more grit. Because to get new results, you have to start doing new things that make you uncomfortable. So think about all the shit you've been through. How many times you've struggled and failed, and how does that make you feel? How bad do you want it this time? Because imagine actually pulling through. How would that make you feel about yourself? I need you to channel every emotion you have in you towards this. Let it fuel you and let it light a fire in you. Successful people aren't the ones who are the most talented. They're the ones who fail the most, but got up and kept fighting back. I have a feeling this time is going to be different for you, man. And this time, you're going to fucking kill it.